What's up, everybody? It is a Blue Drake, and today I wanted to take a look at something that I think is actually pretty cool that you guys would actually enjoy as well. Whoa, that is a giant cavern. What is with that? This is Minecraft without blocks. So this is a project that's actually being developed by a really cool YouTuber called Sam Hogan. You should definitely go check him out. He's a really cool guy. He makes some really cool stuff, and this video I think is just another testament at what he is capable of. I mean, I don't know. Go subscribe to him right now. He's pretty awesome. But this is one of the things that I really wanted to show off because we're obviously on a big voxel gaming kick lately, and this is a type of voxel terrain generation that I think is really, really cool that I personally want to start looking at much more. Whoa, here we go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to the top of this mountain. And the reason for that is because I think that as long as voxel tech continues moving at the rate that it is, voxel gaming is going to start exploding a lot more than it maybe even ever has in the past. When you look at games like Minecraft, obviously games like Minecraft are very clearly voxel based, but you have a whole new kind of game that is starting to come out that does not look voxel-based, but is actually powered by the same concept as voxels. An example of this would be things like No Man's Sky. So for instance, No Man's Sky, does it look like a voxel game? No. But it does have voxel-based terrain, which is fully destructible. And if we continue developing this kind of concept, especially if there's people like Sam Hogan who are developing these things and releasing them, and there's lots of other YouTubers that are kind of experimenting with stuff like this, and making it open source as well, I think eventually we are going to start seeing games that look completely realistic, but are fully destructible. So you'll be able to, blow holes in the ground with a rocket launcher. I mean, imagine, take for instance a game like Hell Let Loose, or even a game, say, let's say Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Imagine if Call of Duty Modern Warfare had voxel-based terrain. Now, granted, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're going to have like a pickaxe and you're going to be able to just dig a tunnel instantaneously. Who knows? Maybe you could even have like realistic volumetric physics for the actual terrain. So, like if you pick up some dirt, you actually have to move that dirt out of the way, so that way, digging tunnels isn't just exploitable and you can just... But imagine if you used voxel technology in a game like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and you had hyper-realistic destruction of not just the buildings but also the terrain. You could launch a mortar shell and it would leave a hole in the floor. I mean, you could even potentially, destroy an airfield. You could bomb an airfield and make it impossible to have planes take off from because there'd be so many holes in the ground. You could also maybe even entrench your position. You could dig a small little hole. I mean, this is exactly what they do in... this is exactly how real military doctrine works as well. I mean, when you get into a position and you need to entrench it, you take out your little shovel and you dig. You dig a little hole and you get in there, because that's the best way to stop bullets, is by digging a hole and letting the bullets that are being shot at you hit the ground and not hit some flimsy thing in between you and your enemy or other. I mean, the ground is the best way to stop the energy of that bullet. And I don't know, when I see projects like this, I'm like, oh man, I can only imagine in the future, if this continues going in this way, we're going to continue seeing more and more realistic iterations of voxel terrain. I've already kind of shown you the voxel terrain plugins for Unreal Engine 4. There's some really, really cool stuff there. In fact, if you kind of wanted to make your own No Man's Sky, you could actually use the voxel terrain that we've shown previously for the Unreal Engine 4 marketplace. Look at this. I can just Naruto run with my terrain. Look at that. It's so cool. That's awesome. It's actually kind of weird. But this is a really, really cool project. And if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link down in the comments. Because there is a build that is uploaded, which is really, really cool, and you can kind of play around with this. But this is the future. This is the kind of stuff that I think we're going to start seeing more of very, very soon. Because for so long, voxels have been kind of considered, you look at games like Minecraft and stuff like that, voxels are kind of considered kind of like a child's type of game, or are games an aesthetic used to create games for a younger audience, and I really refute that idea. I actually think that voxels are much more powerful than people realize, and as we continue to see their utility in all sorts of different ways, not just in the normal ways that you're used to, creating kind of like blocky characters and stuff like that, but using voxel technology in order to develop much more advanced effects. In fact, even RTX, I actually did a video on VXGI, which is the predecessor to RTX technology for the advanced lighting. That actually uses at least some voxel technology in order to do calculations on how light is hitting surfaces and create reflections, which is actually kind of interesting. That's a very, very different way to utilize voxel technology. All right, let's see here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. When we get to this mountain. Wah! Yes. Perfect. So yeah, this is really, really cool. That looks so strange. I think that this is the kind of terrain generation that I mean, if you could polish this up, you could potentially turn this into a full real, like imagine a fully realistic Minecraft. That would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? But it would still be cool. Look at this. This is so cool. You can imagine. I'm actually surprised. There's so many modifications for Minecraft. I used to be really into the Minecraft modification community, because there was actually a lot of cool concepts that back in the day were kind of only possible in Minecraft, since Minecraft was like the only voxel-based game. And I remember there used to be, I was really fascinated with the Minecraft realism mods, and I don't mean like realism in terms of visuals, because there's like photorealistic Minecraft texture pack, which always looks kind of strange. But what I was super interested in, there's no water physics, I guess, in this one. What I was super interested in was the hyper realistic physics for Minecraft. So there was a whole bunch of different modifications which created hyper-realistic physics simulations for the voxel terrain in Minecraft. So for instance, if you wanted to move a piece of sand, or if you wanted to move dirt, you couldn't just use a pickaxe and destroy it and then it would magically disappear. You would actually have to physically pick up that dirt block, and move it somewhere else. So, all of the terrain actually had mass. It's not like you could just use a pickaxe and make that mass disappear magically into your pocket. You actually had to move the mass from one place to another, which was interesting, because it made mine carts and machinery and all sorts of other things to automate the process of moving dirt and moving soil from one place to another. It made it much more important, because you couldn't just go in there and just dig everything up and just move it over in your pocket somewhere else. And also the water. It had really, really realistic physics for water. So you actually had volumetric water that would flow in different places. You could actually drain a pond, which was really, really cool, because they also had systems for erosion. So for instance, what would happen is if you could actually run a Minecraft simulation for long enough, and the water would actually erode the soil beneath it, depending on the weather, depending on a whole bunch of other factors, and you would actually get these naturally occurring caves, which is the same way that caves are actually created. You have this erosion of liquids that moves through an area, and eventually you have these massive caves, and it's really cool when you see those kinds of things. Oh, hey, look at this big cave. Ooh, going down here. What is this? What's down here? Oh, see, is there a bottom? Oh! No! I just fell through. The entire map. Welp. So anyways, this is a really, really cool project. I definitely recommend checking it out. Sam Hogan, you always make really cool stuff, dude. I love watching all of the things that you make. And I really want to see more stuff like this. I think that there's a lot of potential with these kinds of concepts, even beyond just creating kind of like pixel art style games and whatnot. So yeah, all right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Definitely go check this out. Maybe this could turn into something really amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, take care, guys, and as always, remember, Blue Drake loves you.